uppercut. She's looking for the grand slam with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Kind of shocked. The infield's playing in on the cleanup hitter. I don't know this call by Ken, but he's been coaching a long time, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, it does also make a bunt harder.
Yeah, but are you going to bunt with your cleanup hitter?
Yeah, we don't know that.
Softball, anything goes at the varsity level for high school, but yeah, my cleanup hitter, I'm looking for a big inning. I don't need a slam per se, but I'd love to split the gaps with a double.
Oh, another big swing.
Pulled the string on her with the changeup. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, I don't think that pitch was even in the strike zone. I think she just had it in her mind automatic. I'm swinging.
Well, that changeup was definitely dying. Looked like a strike, and at the last second, it just died out of the zone. Dean Chance was great at that changeup with the Twins. Now 1 out, bases full of Cougars. Little ground ball to the pitcher. She's going to go home with it.
They're going to get out of this inning. Oh, I'm surprised she didn't go to first.
No, you can't force it this early on. If the catcher throws that away, 2 runs score, and the way that Maznika's pitching right now, just get the sure out and just wait for another batter.
Well, Elk Grove sure is getting out of this jam with the bases loaded and nobody out. Now it's bases loaded and 2 out. All they need is the batter.
Like I said, Conant, they're not a bad team, but it's hard to say because 2 of their 3 wins came against Glenbard East. They dominated Glenbard East in those 2 games, but other than that, they have struggled in conference play. Still very early on in the season.
This will be very disappointing for Conant if they can't get any runs in this first inning after loading the bases.
There's a huge gap in right center if Maznika decides to go with that outside fastball. Delivery and the pitch. Little pop-up towards the catcher. That's going to stay in play. And an F2 put out to end the threat. So, Conant gets bases loaded, nobody out, and they can't get anything after getting that. So we go to the bottom of the first. It's 0-0. Me and Bob will take a break. Are the mics still hot? Are the mics hot in between innings? Okay. All right. I figured they were, but bottom of the first, Bob. Great job by Elk Grove getting out of that threat, but for Conant, you would like to see better approaches at the plate. You got your 4, 5, 6 hitters and couldn't really get much contact against Maznika. She's a great pitcher, but you got to at least get a fly ball there to get 1 run.
I got to believe it had something to do with Maznika having a little bit more warm-up after the first 3 batters, so her arm was a little bit better shape and the pitchers were a little tougher to hit. I think she's going to be pretty untouchable. The rest of the game is going to be my bet.
That's not a good sign if you're a fan of Conant. That means Conant's going to have to play great defense, and they have struggled a bit with errors this season. They committed 2 in that 7-4 defeat to the Hersey Huskies.
But I really like this pitcher, though. Conant, this is a sophomore pitcher, up and coming. This is going to be a star in the league. Look for her, and not long from now, to be fielding college scholarship offers. This is a good pitcher.
I'm surprising both teams not activating the game changer today. But we'll stick with it. That pitch didn't miss by much as the running swing by the leadoff hitter in Maznika.
Well, and you're going to beat it into the dirt and try to run it out at first. It's a common strategy in softball.
Third baseman playing even with the bag.
Yeah, did you see how she ran up on it? Run straight toward the pitcher. You kind of just hit it to the left side of the infield and haul your body to first.
That one swung on a miss for a strike. 1-2 the count. Probably going to go with a high fastball here. Instead went with the outside corner fastball, and good job by Maznika staying with it and fouling it off.
The temptation is to throw inside here, so she has to pull the ball, or at least make it more difficult for her to keep it on the left side of the infield.
That's why pitching is so tough. As the levels increase the competition level, you can't miss your spot, because if you miss, it could be driven a long way.
Now she does need to throw strikes. You don't want to let the base runners get free passes.
Well, a leadoff walk isn't great, but I still would rather have that than a leadoff homer, as that one swung on and missed for strike 3. Good job by Spitus to get the leadoff strikeout. Here we go with a classic. Barbie World, Morgan Leach at the plate. It's not exactly the most masculine of songs, but of course we have softball today. Outside fastball missed. Are you a fan of the Barbie Girl song, Bob?
Actually, I like that song, but I can't say I'm a fan of the group.
Next pitch to Morgan Leach, swung at ball 2, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, there's some MPH behind these pitches. She was late on that swing. Another left-handed swinger.
So valuable to have left-handed hitters and pitchers on your team.
Well, especially in softball, because they're a yard closer to the base when they swing.
And then if you have somebody that has like Ichiro speed, he would probably have an on-base percentage of 600 if he was a softball player.
Well, and of course the difference is the number of feet away from home plate.
Wow. Spitus is cooking. 2 batters up, 2 batters retired via the K.
She's trying to catch up to Kopech.
You know, people were kind of surprised at the start he's had. I wasn't surprised at all. When I saw him in 2018, he was the real deal. Of course, Kopech was coming off Tommy John. He couldn't play last year due to COVID and other reasons.
Well, and if he comes through and Rodon comes through, look out.
1-0 the count. High fastball. Missed by a couple inches. 2-0.
Yeah, not by much. Just keep throwing strikes.
Green light, but it's got to be on the inner part or down the middle.
And another left-handed hitter.
That was her pitch. She missed it.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of speed behind these pitches. If she can keep up this arm strength for the whole entire game, Elk Grove is going to be swinging late on a lot of pitches.
She's wearing 22. I don't have 22 on the roster. 2-1 the count. That one's fouled away near the tennis courts. We appreciate you watching. If you missed any of the action, just hit that rewind button and you can see your favorite play as many times as you'd like. 2-2 the count. I'm going to try to get it on the hands if I'm Spitus. High fastball.
Base hit up the middle.
And as the great Hawk Harrelson would say, you can cancel the postgame show.
I was thinking more like that ball had eyes right up the middle. I mean, where else could she have hit it that slow to get through the infield?
And Conant played it well. They weren't deep. They were a little shallow, and it was still hit hard enough to get past both infielders. But no harm done. The way Spitus looked those first 2 batters, probably going to get away with this without giving up a run. If I'm Elk Grove, I'm definitely thinking of stealing. 2 outs.
Number 28.
And 28. That one swung on and missed for a strike. A.J. Troush, who also is a basketball star. High fastball.
Well, then this is automatically my favorite player on Elk Grove. She was a stud on the basketball team. I like Elk Grove's future in basketball. Although she graduates, Duckman's good. You've got Masnikas.
Swung on a miss for strike 3. That'll end the inning. So Spitus strikes out the side. We go to the top of the second. It's 0-0 here on EGTV Sports. What a beautiful day for softball, as I hate to sound repetitive, but it is just exquisite out today. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Bilsaway, and it's 0-0 here at the home of the Grenadiers.
It's perfect weather, right? Its sun is shining. It's a little bit chilly, so you can't get too sweaty. You won't get tired in this weather.
That's for sure.
That's why they play softball in the spring like this, right?
Yeah, we got that weird combination spring-summer season due to the virus. Things should normalize, we hope, with the upcoming fall, winter, and spring seasons at the IHSA level.
Well, we hope so, because I want my volleyball team to play in the fall.
But you know what? At least for baseball and softball, it's good because there are so many excellent days to play, but we can't play because the season would normally end on June 8th. But this season, we get to play into the middle of June.
I feel like a lot of the seasons end early in June. They should go on until July and maybe even into August. Why not? It's warm.
It was so fun last year in a terrible otherwise 2020 calendar year, but doing travel baseball in early August, which never happens because in a normal year all the travel baseball players play on their Pop Warner team. But because of COVID, they extended the travel baseball season, and we were broadcasting travel games in August, and it was excellent weather for travel baseball. Mesnika's first pitch of the inning, and it's fouled away for the Cougars.
Halma, left fielder. Yeah, we're going to see if I'm right about Mesnika settling down. It's going to be tough for Conant the rest of the way, I'm guessing.
Well, they got Spitus, so that definitely helps them.
Oh, she's going to even things out. That she is going to be a star. Bunt.
Little bunt. Aaron throw, but good job backing it up by the right fielder. And it's an infield hit for the Conant Cougars.
We had this back and forth the other game that we played. Is that a hit or an error? I don't know what they're going to write.
Yeah, that's a hit. Now, if she had gotten a second, it would have been an E1 and a hit, but that's an infield hit.
Number 2, Patel is up, second baseman.
Probably another bunting situation. The way Spitus looked in that first inning, she might only need one run today.
Well, Elk Grove is a real strong team. They'll find a way.
We'll see. Spitus looked darn good in that first inning.
She sure did.
4 batters up, 3 were the strikeout.
But here we go. Conant again got their leadoff runner on first base.
This is dangerous territory for Engwall. A bloop over her head. We got runners at first and second. That one's in there for a strike, but a stolen base for the Cougars.
Yeah, forget the sacrifice bunt. Just steal a base. Now, this is going to be a tough call for Conant at third. They got to defend the third base from being stolen again, but they want to keep the third baseman in for a bunt. So as long as nobody's going to cover third, they may as well just steal third.
Yeah, I think they're going to try it right here. Ariana Troush, the younger sister of AJ, is eyeing the runner. Little bunt to the pitcher. This time it's going to be a put out. 1-3 if you're scoring at home, and now we got a runner at third and 1 dead.
9th batter up here. A little surprised they bunted rather than just stole third.
Yeah, especially with 2 strikes. But they do it, and fly balls should score a run. But Mesnika's not thinking about that. She's just looking to getting out.
Well, any kind of contact up the middle on the ground, the run will score. The only place where the runner probably can't score is a ground ball right back to the pitcher or to third. Anything in the outfield, of course, scores the run.
Well, first base is in as well, but it's very rare to see a right-handed hitter hit it right to the first baseman.
Well, she'll be running on contact, and then hopefully it won't be a line drive. There's a bunt. It's a safety squeeze. Got the RBI and safe.
Those are sometimes the issues with having a left-handed catcher. It's not an even throw to first base. It's kind of on a tough angle. Should she have eaten that ball? No, I think you got to get the out, but it was such a tough angle in hindsight, maybe you eat that ball and have runners at first and third and 1 out.
Trouble is she didn't eat it, and the shortstop did not cover third, so she couldn't go back to third base with a rundown either.
Yeah, it was a good job reading it as the runner at third stayed put, waited for the throw to first.
Now Conant has to feel very, very good about this. They got the first run of the game in the second inning and a very good pitcher on the mound. So if she does throw a shutout, they've got the win. Long way to go.
Very long way to go.
But this is how you approach winning, though.
Obviously, Conant saw something in Spitus in warm-ups because they have done a lot of bunting, and they're looking to just get a little bit of run support for their young pitcher. A little ground ball to Masnika, and she'll fire it to first for the out.
Brings up Gonzalez, runner at second, 2 out.
Decision time for Elk Grove. If it's hit 1 or 2 hops, do you go straight home with it or do you cut it off? I think you got to go straight home if they try to test the arm strength of these outfielders.
Oh, I think any hit to the outfield she's home.
Well, will they throw it home?
I would.
You would cut it?
I would absolutely throw to second, keep the force.
Decision time, nonetheless, for the Grenadiers. How confident do they feel in their offense?
There's 2 out. The runner will be, again, running on contact.
It also depends on where it's hit, if it's a one-hopper or straight in the gap.
Good swing, though.
Yeah, but not a good approach on the first pitch of the at-bat. That was a good rise ball, though, nonetheless, by Olivia Masnika.
Yeah, and the stolen base here isn't necessary because any kind of a hit that gets through the infield, the runner is going to score anyway, so you don't have to risk trying to get cut down at third base.
She thought about it.
Great lead at second base. I guess you call that the secondary lead. She has a strong secondary lead.
She's trying to get Troush to think about it at short, which would create a hole for a base hit. Trying to get Troush to cheat up to third, as remember, Engwall is pretty deep on the infield. 2-1. I think you go with that rise ball again. It's worked most of the day for Masnika. If you're just joining us, Masnika battled through a bases loaded, nobody out jam in the top of the first.
Just out of play, another pop-up. As a car almost ran over the hard ball out there.
Runner at second, 2 outs. Besides third base, the rest of the infielders are either even with the bag or medium depth. Outfield medium depth as well. Janessa Gonzalez trying to get Wakirka home.
Oh, what a great catch.
Those are the problems with playing in like that. It's going to come right at you. The hot corner indeed for Engwall, but she catches it. And the damage is not done by Conant. They're still scoreless. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 0-0 here at beautiful Grenadier Stadium.
Well,
You're watching.
Halma scored, so it's 1-0.
Oh, that's right.
The bunt that got her in. So it's 1-0. They got 1 run on 1 hit. So total, Conant has 1 run on 3 hits. And that was a scalded liner that got caught at third base. Engwall.
Yeah, if she was at regular depth, I think she would have caught it anyway, since it was hit right at her. But
oh, for sure. But she was in 10 or 15 feet and still was able to grab that. That's a dangerous shot right at her. I think that's why the pitchers wear masks sometimes.
So 1-0 the lead for the Conant Cougars. I did forget about that safety squeeze.
Well, that's all right. You're allowed.
That was not an RBI, by the way. It was an E2, so no earned runs thus far for Masnika. No time limit today, so we'll just play until we get a winner in 7 innings, 8 innings, 9 innings, or even more than that. Good pitch. Third base coach can't believe it. I thought it was a little outside, but home plate umpire said it was a strike.
Isn't this always how it is? Engwall made a great catch at third in that last inning, and then who's the leadoff better? Engwall.
Fouled away past our production truck.
And another left-handed hitter.
Yeah, that ball is coming from Spitus. You better be ready to go and have a short stroke, or you're going to be swinging and missing a lot tonight.
Yeah, she's got some MPH behind it. And just a sophomore, so clearly going to be continuing to improve every year she continue. I'm looking at a very highly recruited softball pitcher here from Conant.
Meanwhile, for the Grenadiers, Masnika has been good. Just Spitus has been better this far. High fastball, a 4-hopper to third base. Going to be close, but got her by a step. 5-3 on the putout.
That's pretty amazing. You counted the hops.
Been around this game a long time, Bob. Ashley Simmons on the putout. You can credit coaching from the Cougars. She was at the right spot for that ground ball.
So this is the younger Troush now that's up?
Yep, Ariana. Just a freshman. She plays short and third base. 5'6". Just an inch shorter than the catcher in Malarczyk. Swung on and missed for a strike. That'll make it 1-2 on the count. As it's starting to get a little colder, my hand's getting cold.
Oh, I forgot to bring my little Apple hand warmers today.
Yeah, nah, it's too late in the year for hand warmers. You just got to battle through it. I think after April 15th, you're not allowed to wear gloves anymore. Even if it's that cold, you just got to battle through it.
I think there is a rule like that. The broadcaster's handbook.
Oh, didn't miss by much. 3-2 the count.
I guess technically in softball, it's a little bit bigger strike zone, right? Because you assume it's the same as baseball, but the ball's a little bigger. All it has to do is a little part of the ball across the plate. So outside corners, inside corners, easier to hit maybe?
What makes softball so hard to hit is that pitcher can hide that ball in the glove for a long time. You think it's hard to read if it's a fastball or curveball in baseball? Try reading if it's a rise ball or screwball in softball.
And it's amazing in this, short pitch that the ball really does move.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's now 4 strikeouts for Spitus.
And this brings up number 4, who isn't on our roster. Are you able to look her up maybe in Game
No.
Changer? But yeah,
She's
okay.
not on game. Wait, no, hold on.
So number 4, the second baseman is up, but we don't know her name.
She who must not be named.
So do we make it? We can make some assumptions. Maybe she was on JV or the sophomore team and is starting here. I mean, why wouldn't she be on the roster? I wonder. We're looking at Max Preps. Oh, here's a line drive.
Well, she's not on the Game Changer roster either. Look at this. She's going to try to stretch into a double, and she's going to get there.
Well, we like this player. Great hustle on the double.
Well, the unwritten rule of softball/baseball is you can't make the first or third out at third, but second base, we don't care if you're aggressive.
And here's the first baseman, number 5, and also not on the roster. Oh, wait. Yep, not on the roster. Pop up.
A little foul ball near the parking lot.
Yeah, we parked our cars far enough away, so the pop-ups will have to go a long way before they hit our cars this time.
Huge hole in right center. Swung on and missed for a strike. Yeah, that stride's not going to work, Bob. You got to get shorter on that stride.
That was a really fast, low strike. Very tough to hit.
And the shadow's starting to be a problem at the plate. A little dinky fly ball into center field. That's going to be caught. A can of corn for the center fielder. And Conant gets out of it unscathed. We go to the top of the third. It's 1-0 Cougars here on the EGTV Game of the Week.
So my hat's off to the DJ. That's one of my favorite songs. So Spitus is up first, followed by Nowicki and then DeFrancisco.
The Conant Cougars leading 1-0 thanks to an E2 on a safety squeeze. Remember, we play 7 innings in softball, same as for IHSA varsity baseball. That one driven up into the gap.
It's going to be a double. Nope.
Yeah, it's just such a short field, Bob. That's what made that hit by number 4 of Elk Grove so important and so impressive, is it's so shallow. You got to get right out of the box quickly after you hit it and make that really good banana around first to get a double in this short of a field.
Yeah, you want to cut down that banana to be more square if you can, but I think that should have been a double. It was in the gap in the right center field. But Spitus is a stud baseball or softball player, so let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She got a base hit. She's on first. See if she runs. She's going to get the second on the wild pitch.
Yeah, that was a very wild pitch. That hit 10 feet in front of the plate. Actually bounced twice before it touched the plate.
Yeah, that was like one of those 4 bouncers or 2 bouncers before the catcher even had a chance to get to the ball.
I don't know if you ever saw Carly Rae Jepsen attempt a first pitch at the home of the Rays, but it was similar to that, but worse. 1-0 the count, runner in scoring position for the Cougars. Good job laying off by the cleanup hitter.
Let's see if Spitus can help her own cause and score somehow here. She's on second and nobody out.
Looking for a fastball right down the middle. There it was, swung on and missed.
Again, aiming for the fences.
Yeah, not a good approach. You're already up 1-0. I know you want a big inning and you want that homer, but the way Spitus is pitching, just drive her in. Get that base hit. Here comes a pitch from Olivia Masnika. It's going to be an E6. Second error by the Grenadiers. And it's going to be a run scored for the Conant Cougars. Ariana Troush can't believe it. An E6 and possibly even an E7 on that play. She might have scored regardless, so we'll just give 1 error to the Grenadiers. But 2-0 in favor of Conant, and so far Masnika still has not given up an earned run.
That was a hard smash just to the right of the shortstop that couldn't come up with the ball. Spitus had to hold up at second.
Hard smash, but it was just to her right. You got to make that play, varsity.
So it's 2-0. Every run Spitus gets is going to make it real difficult on Elk Grove. But Elk Grove, a very, very good team.
Conant desperately needed a win today. 3-5 entering today. 2 of those wins, of course, came against Glenbard East. They do not look like a 3-5 team today, though. Here we go, potential double play. 6-4, and late on catching the ball from the second baseman, so it's going to be a fielder's choice put out at second base. And now with 1 out, the Grenadiers looking for a double play.
That was tailor-made. The sand being not wet at all slowed the softball down. And it was a little bit of a slow exchange at second base, but it's tough to turn a double play in softball.
It is, and they weren't playing double play depth either, as you see second base a little bit further to the right. But would have been nice to turn it, but you'll take the sure out, and you'll get the lead out as well. 0-1 the count. Masnika has been good today. 2 runs, neither of them are earned. But Spitus has been the MVP today. She's also got a base hit as well. Another bunt. This is going to be an easy play for Engwall. And now 2 outs and runner at second.
That was a good move. You get the runner into scoring position with 2 out for Halma to drive her in. Any kind of a hit gets a 3rd run here.
There's still value in the bunt, but the problem is, yes, you sacrifice an out, and 27 outs in baseball, 21 outs at the high school level is valuable, but if you have the personnel to get those singles to drive runners in from second, the bunt still has value.
I like the call. Now, if that goes in the middle, the run scores, but it went right to second base, so they're out of the inning.
So Conant doesn't score. We go to the bottom of the third.
No, Spitus scored.
That's right. Spida scored on the air, so it's 2-0 in favor of the Conant Cougars. You're
Right.
watching EGTV here on egtv.vibit.com. Here we go. Now we got the live stats.
Yay. 9th batter up.
Well, they didn't give her an error?
Yeah, it was a hot smash.
Conant
I also disagreed with you giving an error on the other play. I wrote down a single, but it could have been.
they won. Yeah, they didn't give it to the catcher either.
Yeah, I think that was a base hit also, just beat it out. And then that hot smash at shortstop, I would have given a hit. I wrote down a hit in the scorebook.
Yeah, the one at the catcher, that was definitely an error.
She threw it, I think, a one hopper to first.
Because she would have been out by 2 steps.
Was she? I couldn't tell from here. That's why I just wrote down base hit. She beat it out.
Conant's nice. Well, it's also their team, so they want to have more hits. They don't want to have.
Yeah, right.
All right, so we got the Conant game changer working today. 2 runs, 6 hits for Conant. Now, it's their game changer, so this isn't the official book. Remember, it's their book, so they want to give their team more hits instead of reached on errors. The Troush play, you could maybe make the argument for a hit. That one is a bunt attempt that's fouled away.
So this is Langston.
Langston.
I wrote down Langstrom.
Langston.
Yep.
0-1 to Langston. Good frame, and the umpire agrees. Outside fastball for a strike. 0-2 quickly to Langston. Only 2 hits thus far for the Grenadiers as they're trying to get something on Spidus. High fastball. Another K for Spidus. 5 on the day.
Brings up the top of the order. Mesnica, then Leach.
This has to be the most interesting walk-up song in the history of softball. Defensive alignment brought to you by Game Changer. Hallman in left, Wilkerka in center. So that's in there for a strike. Gonzalez in right. DeFrancisca at first. Patel at second. Falcone at short. Simmons at third. And, of course, Nowicki behind the plate. Spidus on the mound. Maznica at the dish.
While you did that, who's at second and who's at first?
Patel at second. DeFrancisca at first. 1-1 the count to the leadoff hitter in Maznica, who's also on the mound today. Bunt by Maznica. Reason why that went foul is the bat was arching on the foul ball side. She was pointing it towards the shadows, and wherever you put the bat, that's usually where the ball is going to go. One and two the count. Probably another rise ball coming up from Spidus. Pitch from Spidus, a changeup, and Mazika drives it into center for a base hit.
She's going to take second on this.
Wow, look at the speed by Maznica. So a single and an error if you're scoring at home, and that's a crucial error, as now Maznika's on second.
Yeah, that's the kind of unnecessary bases you don't need to give up. So it brings up Leach, down by 2, 1 out, runner at second.
If you're Conant, unless it's hit right at your outfielder, I think you got to cut it off on a base hit. And that's what Spidus is probably telling third base. If it's hit to left, just cut it. Trust in me. Good pitch. On the black for a strike.
Well, if I'm Spidus, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just going to continue to throw strikes.
Well, she was talking to her third baseman about it.
Yeah, I don't know what she was talking about, but I'm saying
I'm
if I'm
pretty sure
Spidus,
that was it.
Yeah, if I'm Spidus, I'm just throwing strikes. There's a pop-up to the catcher. Great catch.
Stuck with the play. Notice how she ran to the ball and didn't try to find it right away. She just took the mask off and just ran towards it. When you wait too long, that's when those catchers miss the foul balls. Take the mask off and run to the ball. You don't have to always get right under it. Just run to the ball and then catch it later.
Yeah, the catcher did an excellent job on that catch. It's not an easy catch. It's not that high. There's a fence, 2 more steps after you make the catch.
Plus, an aluminum bat doesn't give you that major league pop-up that a wooden bat does, so you got less time to get underneath that ball. 0-1 the count. Oh, that had some heat on it. Throwing the cheddar.
Yeah, some more air conditioning from the swing.
Throwing,
two out, one on. Get this batter, you're out of the inning, and you keep your 2-run lead.
Throwing some stinky cheese tonight by Spidus.
It's a good hitter, though. She got ahead of that pitch, was able to pull it just a bit. This would be an opportune time for a changeup, but I don't know. I think if I'm Spidus, throw it as hard as you can through the strike zone and hope that your fastball is better than their swing.
They have just not been able to hit it to left field. Outside fastball, here it is. Let's see if you can hit it.
Yeah, she's got 5 strikeouts already.
Good idea. Don't have to throw a strike on 0-2. You still don't have to throw a strike now that it's 1-2.
Yeah, and that wasn't that far away from a strike, too. That was a nice low pitch, teasing.
Elk Grove is battling today. They're 8-2, but they got to get something done. Otherwise, they're going to go to 8-3. Still have plenty of time in the bottom of the third. They're only down 2. Now, according to Conant's game changer, they're going to say Maznica runs were earned, but I say they weren't. Ground ball up the middle. That should score Maznica, and they'll cut it off.
Boy, when she was making that throw to the plate, I was saying to myself, do not throw home. Get that runner back at first, and it was cut off by the pitcher. So base hit, scores a run, breaks the shutout.
Yeah, good job by the Cougars. You're up by 2. Just cut it off and live another day.
That was a good piece of hitting there.
Now this is a walk-up song. It gets you pumped up.
Troush.
He just looks like a cleanup hitter. I haven't seen her BP coming into this game, but she just looks the part of a middle-of-the-order hitter.
Absolute stud at everything she plays. Their best basketball player is up to bat right now. Where's she going? We talked about it during the basketball season. Do you remember Dominion or something? I don't recall where she was going to college, but she has a destination already set up.
Well, she wants to play. If it's Dominican, she would have a chance to play.
Dominion? Yeah, I don't remember where she said she was going. I wish I had a better memory on that.
Troush at the plate, Malarczyk at first.
I hope she can play multiple sports wherever she's going to go. There, look out.
Major league pop-up, and it's going to go just out of play. Remember, you got to have at least 1 foot to the right of the catch and carry line to get that catch.
Yeah, again, she pulled that ball, so she's susceptible to a changeup, but I said that to the last batter and when a base hit up the middle. So, I would keep the heat on. Just hope that your fastball is better than their hitting.
Malarczyk is 2 for 2 today with that ribby. Only 4 hits thus far for the Grenadiers. High fastball. It's going to be close. She got under it. Ooh, great job on the slide by the catcher, Malarczyk. So Malarczyk is actually 22, not 7 today. Guess she lost her number 7 jersey, so.
She forgot to wash it, right?
Does anybody call 22 double deuces?
I don't know, but I'm intrigued by the coach coming out to talk to the umpire on this. Now, what that tells me is later on we want to replay it.
I think what she's arguing is the umpire was running while he made the call. You can't do that. You got to stay put and make the call. When you're on the run, your eyes move and your head bobs, and you can't make the call. That's probably what she's arguing. I don't mind the call, but you got to stay put and stand there and make the call.
Well, your opinion is she slid under the tag, right?
Yeah, she was clearly safe. But it did look like the base umpire was running when he made that call.
Now she's politely going to go talk to the home plate ump on it.
Yeah, you can't get help on that. That's his call.
I don't know what you can be asking for here because you know the umps won't change it. You can express your displeasure, I guess.
And that's just not a good idea, Bob, because now the home plate umpire knows that, and that strike zone might not be friendly for Conant going forward.
And you used to umpire?
Used to umpire.
So you hold grudges against people that argue?
That's why we want to get the robotic strike zone, but for now we don't have it. You want to be nice to the umpires at all times. And that'll do it for the inning.
Strike 3.
Malarczyk helps out her pitcher. She drives in Maznica. We go to the top of the 4th. It's 2-1 Conant here on EGTV. Top of the fourth inning, Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway, and a big thank you to our crew today of Debbie Dennison, Beth Clem, Scott Mayernick, and Ross Rowe, and they just do a great job for us. I'd love to see it on replay. I can't wait to watch it, Bob. She was clearly safe, but once again, I think the base umpire was bobbing his head. But for Conant, you just can't argue calls like that because all it does is just angers the base and home plate umpires, and more close calls might go the way of Elk Grove instead of your team.
Yeah, I don't know what she was asking for there. You might be right on the positioning and the umpire running and bobbing his head, etc. But it looked like the player was safe. So what are you going to ask for? You got to go back to first because the umpire was running?
Yeah, I think sometimes these coaches get into that bad mindset because at younger levels, right, with one umpire mechanics, ball beats them, they're out. No more of that with two-man mechanics.
Yeah, we just don't know what she was asking.
But we'll see if that comes into play. The other issue is you can't ask the home plate umpire for help because that's the base umpire's call. Whether he blew it or not, that's his call. So that's kind of something that can anger umpires when you ask for help when it's not a play that can get an appeal.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of that protocol where it's one umpire's call to make it or break it. If the other umpire gets a better view, they ought to overrule it, and the home plate umpire is in charge of the crew. But it was pretty obvious that the runner was safe, so I don't know what the question was there. He's just right in front of us. We could ask her, hey, what were you asking about? So Patel, 8th hitter, Wokurka, the 9th hitter, and then leadoff, Falcone. Due up. We've got another grounder to the catcher.
Yeah, it looks like she's losing her grip on those change-ups. So instead of the change-up, she might just have to go with fastballs and changing speeds. It's not easy to throw that ball.
Well, and she's up against it. Elk Grove is down by a run against a very good pitcher. She might also be tiring. This is the fourth inning for her, yeah.
Weren't you a math major, Bob?
Yeah, it says 4 right there.
2-0 the count. Fastball right down the middle, late on the swing is Patel, 2-1. Exciting game today. We didn't know if it was going to be exciting the way Elk Grove has played the last 9 games, but when you got Spitus on the mound, the Cougars always have a chance.
Well, and I always try to make some kind of prediction before the game starts. I didn't put it on the air here, but I thought Elk Grove would be winning by a lot.
Fly ball to left, little can of corn as it goes towards the foul side.
That was a nice catch. I don't know about your cans of corn.
Well, she was playing to the line, so she only had to go about 4 steps.
4 steps?
4 long strides.
4 steps. Anyway, it's good catch in the foul territory by the left fielder. So fly out to left brings up Wokurka. It did hang in the air a long time,
yes.
So it gave her a long time to get to it, right?
And you got to remember, it's varsity, not 12U travel. 12U travel, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. That's a little fly ball to second. Easy catch. 2 up, 2 down.
Top of the order, Falcone, the single and grounded out to the pitcher.
Might also go by Falcone. We didn't get a pronunciation guide before the game, but 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error according to the Conant Game Changer account. 1 run, 4 hits for Elk Grove, no errors.
So when you go to an Italian restaurant and order Falzone, is it Falzone or Falzoni?
Well, I say Falcone because I'm a big Batman fan, and Carmine Falcone.
Okay. Here's our chance. We could ask the third base coach again.
0-1 the count. Pitch delivered by Maznika. It's fouled away.
Nice cut.
I think Maznika is going to do a fastball on the hands here. Try to get that strikeout.
Well, in this game, so far she's only got 1 strikeout. So she allows Conant to hit the ball, but she's got an excellent defense behind her.
0-2. Big pitch coming up by Maznika. High fastball. Raised the ladder, but the batter wisely didn't swing at it.
See, both outs this inning were in the air. All 3 outs in the inning before were on the ground.
1-2 the count. Maznika at first, Leonard at second, Troush at short, Engwall at third, Langston in left, AJ Troush in center, Leach in right.
Oh, do that for me again. Second and first.
Maznika at first, Leonard at second.
Thank you.
Langston in left, AJ Troush in center, Leach in right. So good job by Langston getting that first out. Little liner, and it's fouled away.
Boy, she pulled the string on that, and the batter was just a little bit ahead of it.
It's just a very loud strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yes, Maznika's been pretty good today. Spitus has been better. 6 Ks, no walks for Spitus. Maznika, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 6 hits given up. Wind up in the pitch by Maznika. Major league pop-up, can of corn in right. And 1, 2, 3 go the Cougars. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Cougars 2. Grenadiers 1 here on the home of Elk Grove Television Sports. Bottom of the 4th inning, Spitus in cruise control. And Bob, what do you think head coach Ken Grahams is going to do with Maznika? Another inning or possibly have to go to the bullpen?
I'm thinking he's going to just leave her in. I think she's doing a great job myself. Of course, I don't know what he's going to do, and I don't know what his tendencies are, but I would say she's pitching a great game. Leave it alone, 2-1.
I think for Spitus, I think it's her game to lose. I think she's going to have to go all 7 today.
Oh, I think so also on that one.
She has.
The trick is going to be how does Elk Grove get that next run? I mean, they're a good team, good hitting team, a lot of left-handed players in the lineup. And maybe you hope for Spitus to lose some gas. She's only a sophomore.
I don't see that happening. She is just dominated from the opening pitch.
Oh, this
fly
is
ball
drop.
into left. It could be trouble. Not touched. No air. And it's going to be a leadoff double for Elk Grove. Regardless, that was going to be a tough play. So even if she had gotten a piece of it with the glove, I still probably would have awarded a double.
So a leadoff double, that's how Elk Grove has to score. Okay, so they got to first tie the score up. So I'm thinking bunt and then some kind of a sacrifice. Get the tying run home. And then hope Conant can't score any more runs. At least you got a tie and you're the home team. So let's see what they do.
Engwall with the double, as that one's inside for a ball.
Yeah, we had that kind of a play the other day with the 13-year-olds. Kind of roasted the outfielder for not catching that. This one was a long run for left fielder.
She was very deep. Engwall has power.
Yeah, she's still too deep, I think. I would want to move her in 20 feet, 20 yards, 20-something, 20 steps.
Troush at the dish. Base hit should score Engwall. Swung on and missed. Home run cut, and she missed it.
Well, the pressure is on Spitus now. You strike out a batter or two so that nobody can move up.
You got a job to do if you're AJ Troush. Sorry, Ariana Troush. That one's fouled away.
Nice cut on the ball. She did strike out last time at bat. And this is the younger sister of a stud player.
Yep. Got a job to do. You got to get that ball over to the second base side. Move that runner over. She tried to do it. Tried to first and third her with a base hit, but fouled away.
That was an uppercut on that swing.
Right field's pretty deep. If you want to try to do a fly ball tag-up play, you could do that.
Yeah, the whole outfield is very, very deep.
Playing no doubles defense. Fouled away. Then the irony is they play no doubles defense, and then a little blooper down the line gives up a double.
Yeah, right. You're right on that. I would pull the outfield in, try to, keep the run from scoring. On the other hand, throw to second, let the run score. You can't let the lead runner get into scoring position either.
You just got to know the arms of your outfielders. But then again, you let the throw go past the cutoff. You put that runner into second, as Troush sees that go past her for a ball. Count even up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-1 Cougars. High fastball, almost hit her, 3-2.
A lot of pressure on the pitcher on this pitch.
Yeah, Spitus. A walk isn't the worst thing in the world. I'd probably go with an inside fastball. Driven into left. Should be caught, though, and it is. No chance to tag up. And Spidas, she's just a warrior out there. She's just a bulldog. She just finds ways to get out.
You know, that was a well-hit ball. It was a nice catch out there and left. Kind of redeemed herself from letting that double
but
go.
It was a good pitch by Spidas, low and inside.
On a 3-2 pitch, too.
Yeah.
And it was a strong swing from Troush. I mean, it's like good pitch, good hit, good catch. Not sure how that wasn't a strike.
Looked a little high. And, you know, sometimes these umpires listen to the coaches more. I remember when I was umping one game, and one of the coaches said nothing above the belly button. And I was like, what? You mean nothing above the ribs, right? No, he said nothing above the belly button. That's still a strike, man. So sometimes you get these kind of insane conversations at home plate before the game.
So there was a pass ball, and the catcher runner took third with 1 out. So this runner is just a sacrifice away from scoring.
Didn't miss by much, 3-0.
Yeah.
First base open if you want to.
Yeah, no, I would fully expect strikes, and I would also fully expect a bunt from Elk Grove. Now, Conant is showing a lot more desire to bunt than Elk Grove has. How is that not a strike? There we go. I think he just needed to exercise his arm a little bit.
He's been doing that a lot today,
Late
waiting
calls.
for the strikes, yeah.
Maybe he waits for some parent to yell at him first.
Remember that we're fully in the shadows now, so it is tough to see that pitch. At home plate, splitting the gap, and a home run for Elk Grove. A 2-run four-bagger. And the Elk Grove Grenadiers, just like that, their first lead of the day, 3-2. Man, was that exciting to watch.
That was the last thing I actually expected, a home run.
Home run on a 3-1 pitch. Great job, though, getting ahead of the count, getting a pitch that she can drive, and wow, that was exciting to see.
So even against a great pitcher like Spidas, Elk Grove does have a great offense.
Sabina Leonard with the 2-run four-bagger.
So this led off the inning with a double, then a long, loud fly ball to left center, and then a long, louder fly ball over the fence in left center.
Man, does that hurt if you're a fan of Conant. They've dominated most of this game, and the bats finally woke up for Elk Grove this inning. That's the only problem with outs. It's good to sacrifice those runners, but you do give up free outs, and when you swing away, you have a better chance of a big inning. That one's high and outside for a ball, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, and you never want to dwell too much on the past, but I'm thinking that first leadoff double, if that was caught, even if that home run occurred, now you got a tie score. Now that is tending to be the lead run here.
Well, softball's a game of inches. If you get that ball a little bit closer into the plate, it's not a 3-1 count, it's a 2-2 count. Every pitch matters, right? That's what makes baseball so great. Well, softball in today's case. Fly ball into right, little can of corn, major league pop-up. And it'll be caught in right for the second out of the inning.
But again, she teed off on it, so some loud hits into the outfield this inning, again with these Elk Grove hitters. Boy, anybody less than Spidas, I can see Elk Grove having just a boatload of runs the way they're hitting today.
Gonzalez, good job catching that ball. Hellman in left. They have not changed any defensive alignments, has Conant. Patel and Falcone is the double play combo. Swung on and missed for a strike.
So this is the ninth batter. Every now and then I always feel like, well, okay, you're 2 out, ninth batter, make an out on purpose so you can start with the top of the order.
Yeah, I always hate that saying, your leadoff hitter only leads off once in a game. No, that's not true. The 7th or 8th inning, he'll lead off again, maybe the 5th.
Well, and similarly, they like to think that leadoff hitters don't need to drive in runs. I'm like, wait a minute, you got to drive in that 7th and 8th and 9th person home. You have lots of RBI opportunities, just not the first time you're up. Ooh,
good pitch,
good
outside
pitch.
fastball, and Spidas, third out of the inning, she gets the strikeout, but the damage is done. A 2-run homer by Sabina Leonard. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 3-2 Grenadiers here on Elk Grove Television Sports. Whew, it's getting cold. This is ridiculous. We're having to wear gloves and, yeah, I know. Ah! Getting colder here at the home of the Grenadiers.
Yeah, Conant now is up against it because they have to score one more run against Maznica, who is pitching a gem in her own right. So Conant left the bases loaded in the first inning, and that's, they're going to be the bugaboo. They're going to be mad about that later on. That must be fun for Maznica. Well, the sisters, right? Maznica is such a good softball player, so when she plays basketball, she's thinking to herself, this isn't even my best sport.
So far for Spitus, she's thrown 77 pitches, 55 for strikes, 4 fly balls given up by Spitus, 1 ground out.
What a great ratio that is. That means 77 pitches, 55 strikes, only 22 balls. Maybe that's why Elk Grove was able to tee off a little bit on her last inning. They're suing a strike, and they're swinging.
For Conant, they've done a lot of first pitch swinging today. Just 52 pitches thus far for Maznica on 40 strikes.
Again, just a high ratio of strikes to balls.
But most of those are in the strike zone or close to the strike zone, so it's not like Conant's swinging at balls.
But like I said, Maznica's pitching a gem of her own here.
Besides that home run, Spitus was the better pitcher today. 9-3 putout still in play. Close, but she was off the bag.
That was a very heads-up play out there in right field. A slower runner, she would have had her.
Yeah, that's just a really weird play. If you teach that a lot in practice, what you want your first baseman to do is actually get closer to right field and play the other side of the bag. And you would straddle it on the other corner. Well, not like across the bag, but the other corner. And you would straddle it so that you're straddling it closer to get that stretch from the throw from right field. But either way, that would have been a tough play on the 9-3 put-out attempt.
Conant running.
Here's a steal attempt. Close. See, base umpire still on the run. That's not good. You got to stay put and then make the call.
So now what I'm going to expect to see, this is the third hitter for Conant Spitus. Well, you got to let her hit away, would be my opinion, right? But Conant likes to bunt. Same thing. They got to tie the game before they can take the lead. So this runner at second is real important. Tag up.
Catch and carry in play, but it's going to go to the bleachers.
As we hear it hit the bleacher.
Remember, if you catch that, it would be a runner at third, 1 out. We got to get a construction company here and build a fence so we don't have this catch and carry rule anymore.
No, we don't want a fence here because we're going to want to film here someday and not want to have to film over a fence.
Well, it'll be tough for us, but it'd be easier for the umpire. 1-1 the count, nobody dead. Spitus at the dish, Maznica on the mound.
Another ground ball to the catcher.
Just having trouble gripping that changeup.
This is a great field. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good place to send your kids, Elk Grove High School. Beautiful facilities, good academic institution. 2-1 the count.
There she goes.
That one's got a chance to get out of the ballpark, but the wind took it, and it's going to be an F8. Good throw. Oh, my goodness, what a throw.
So it turns out it's just a loud F08 sacrifice fly.
Engvall had to get out of the way of it, otherwise she might have broken her wrist as the slide was right into her glove.
Yeah, we don't have a great view from here, but the question is, if she was not there to catch the ball out in center field, then would it have gone over the fence? Elk Grove is appealing the tag. Again, something only the cameras would be able to play it back to know for sure.
It did look close, but in a 3-2 game like this, you'd have a lot of guts as a base umpire to call her out on the appeal.
Yeah, and she didn't exactly get the third that quickly, so she probably was just fine. It was almost out at third, but here we go. Cleanup hitter, runner third, 1 out. That was a
phenomenal throw. She was at the warning track when she caught it.
Yeah.
It was A.J. Troush in center, swung on a miss for a strike.
Now, if this ends up a strikeout and a runner is at third with 2 out, this run might not score. So, Nowicki, this is your comment earlier. She's got one job to do, and this runner has to be driven home, even if it's with a bunt.
Well, you're in the middle of the order. You got to swing away. Wow, good rise ball.
This Maznica is rising to the occasion.
Good job on the pun there, Bob. 0-2 the count, 1 out. We got Gonzalez at third.
And that's not going to score the run.
Maznica, the easy catch, 2 out.
Now another good hitter is up, DeFrancisco, but you also have first base open, so you don't have to pitch right at her. You can paint the corners a little bit and pick who you want to get out, DeFrancisco or Simmons.
The only problem with that is if you put her at first, do you trust the arm of your catcher? Because Conant would most likely try to do a first and third play. Well, and either get into the rundown to score the runner or just do a straight steal, get runners at second and third.
Yeah, I'm just talking about picking who you want to pitch at. If this person gets to first base, she's on second, no throw. Well, let's see what they do. The fifth hitter in the lineup here, DeFrancisco, also a good hitter.
Left field at medium depth, center field shallow and Troush. Maznica. A pitcher's duel today between her and Spitus.
Oh, scalded foul here. The stats say she's only hitting .316. I think she feels like a better hitter than that to me, but the stats show .316.
Yeah, but what they don't show you is how many of those balls were hard hit.
Exactly. And that was hard hit.
As much as I love Juan Pierre, he'd have a year hitting .310, but how many of those balls were hard hit?
Yeah, out of the infield hits, right. Well, any old kind of a hit here scores this run, but she's got to get a hit. I guess a wild pitch would work.
I think that's what also hurt Nellie Fox's for so many years not being in the Hall of Fame. Consistently hit over 300, but how many of those balls were hard hit?
Oh, Nellie Fox, though, one of the best. He deserves the Hall.
Wasn't in the Hall till 97. Inside fastball for a ball. My dad's favorite player on that 59 team that won the pennant but lost to the Dodgers. 2-2 the count.
This would be another bad runner to be left on base for Conant.
Need a base hit to tie the game. Just got a piece of it.
That was a pretty high pitch to swing at.
But that's the thing. A rise ball is like a four-seam fastball. Looks like a strike. I would say there's probably more action on a rise ball than a four-seam. It just rises out of the strike zone. It's just hard to lay off. 2-2. See if Maznica goes with the two-seam fastball here.
That's going to be caught.
Little can of corn in left, and this should get him out of the threat. And it does. Maznica gets out of it after giving up a leadoff double. We go to the bottom of the fifth. We got a good one today at Grenadier Stadium. It's Grenadiers 3, Cougars 2. We'll be back after this. Two runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Conant, 3 runs, 5 hits for Elk Grove. For Conant, they have gotten it done with their 1 through 4 hitters. They're just not driving them in. Janessa Gonzalez is 2 for 3. Spitus, the pitcher, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Now Wiki, 1 for 3 with a ribby.
Well, and the top of the lineup now is up for Elk Grove. Their goal with the top of the lineup, just extend that lead. It's a 1-run lead, very, very close. Any insurance they can get from Maznica is going to be huge.
Now
that's who's up.
For Conant, base it to the outfield. You have no choice but to throw it home. You can't give up any more runs. Unless, obviously, it's hitting the gap. But if it's hitting close or right at your outfielder, you got to go home with a runner at second.
I guess they got to get the runner at second first. But
that's what I'm saying. Well, in baseball, you always got to think 2 steps ahead. That's why it's the most mental game of the 4 major sports.
So Maznica with a chance to help herself if she can get on base and score like Spitus did earlier against her.
There hasn't been a lot of offense from Elk Grove. They got 5 hits today, but 4 of those hits come from Belarczyk and Leonard, who are both 2 for 2. Of course, Leonard had the 2-run bomb. That went into the left center gap. In the bottom of the 4th, we're now on the bottom of the 5th. Outside fastball for a strike. Haven't seen a lot of curveballs, but we've seen rise balls a lot today.
Yeah, this has been pretty much heat. I mean, some change-ups, some little bit of off-speed stuff, but pretty much hard stuff. How is that not a strike? I don't know where that was in the strike zone.
Well,
we're at the wrong angle to tell, though.
Only way you can know is center field.
Yeah, right, or behind home plate. Nobody's behind home plate. There's a little hut there.
Well, we have a camera behind home plate, but obviously best camera is always the center field cam. Count even up at 2-2 apiece. Looking for the ace strikeout is Spitus, outside fastball.
Again, how's that not a strike? I like the multiple cameras they have here again.
Count full to the leadoff hitter of the inning, Spitus with the pitch.
Got her.
No chance. Couldn't even hit it if she had a tennis racket.
Well, she's got 2 strikeouts, but a crucial single back in the third. Came around and scored. Now Leach, who struck out and popped out to the catcher, is up.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful fastball right on the black. Just no chance. All right, Bob, if you were calculating wins above replacement, would Spitus actually have the better WAR than Maznica today? That's a ground ball past second baseman Patel into the outfield. Base hit, going to be a double for the Grenadiers.
Some really nice base running on that. Every base matters, especially in softball. Bases are short. Better wins over replacement. I guess you'd have to look at the stats to know for sure, but just I would say absolutely. Spitus is just a phenomenally good player, but Maznica is pitching a gem, like I said, on her own. I just think Elk Grove has a lot more hitters up and down in their lineup.
The stats would say Spitus is definitely better. Only 1 earned run given up by Natalie. 8 strikeouts. She did give up the home run. Maznica, only 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 7 hits, 2 earned runs.
Well, and she's got an excellent defense behind her, so she doesn't have to rely on the strikeout quite as much, I would think.
Spitus looking for her 9th strikeout of the day. High fastball for a ball. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, she's going to be a major force in this conference years to come. Let's see, this is just her sophomore year.
Outfield very deep once again. Third base and shortstop playing in.
Maybe she should learn to play volleyball.
What? Oh, why do you say that? Oh, so she could play at Harper down the road? Well, she could play softball at Harper, and you could just become an assistant softball coach at
Yeah,
Harper.
right. Then the Harper record would go from 1-22 to 22-1.
Sure do think a lot of yourself, Mr. Vills.
No,
Wait.
her.
Oh,
not
got
me.
you.
She gets on the Harper team and becomes their pitcher. Suddenly their 1-22 record becomes 22-1.
2-1 the count. Fouled away. Once again, it's just so hard to read that pitch. Starts in the glove. And, it's not an overhand action. So at least with baseball, you can see it as it's going overhand. It's just so much harder in softball to read what kind of pitch it's going to be. Rise ball, strikeout. 9 on the day for Spitus.
9 strikeouts in 5 innings. How many did Kopech have? Wasn't it 10 strikeouts in 5 innings?
So Troush has the Spider-Man theme song, but we got a Spider on the mound in Spitus.
Yeah. All right, cleanup hitter, Troush.
What was the question you asked me, Bob?
Well, we've got, how many strikeouts did Kopech have in that White Sox game? Wasn't it 10 strikeouts in 5 innings? If we get one more strikeout here, she'll have 10 strikeouts in 5 innings.
I think what's awesome, what people forget is Strasburg, his first ever start, because that one's a fly ball.
This is driven. Look out.
Got a chance. And it's off the wall. It's going to be a triple at least for the Grenadiers. And it's now a 4-2 game as Troush had enough on the fly ball to hit the wall. Really nothing that the center fielder could do on that. Only way you could have caught it is, do that little Spider-Man jump.
Oh, I'm not on that same page. I think she just simply misjudged it. I think she was thinking it was going to go over the fence, and she was looking to reach over the fence. It didn't go over the fence. She should have pretended the fence wasn't there, and she probably would have had it. Unfortunately, she just didn't make the catch.
That's just so tough because it's not even a padded wall, so.
Yeah, she was right there. Boy, I don't know. And she is also playing very, very, very deep. It's not like she had to run that far. I think it's just a misplayed ball in center field. That's a shame because now it's 4-2, and Conant might not have the offense to catch up.
Well, they can't think about that right now. They just got to get out and make it a 4-2 game.
Get the third out and call it a day.
Well, call it an inning. They still got
call it an inning.
2 more innings of hitting. High fastball for a ball. Definitely a deserved triple But yeah, that possibly could have gotten caught.
Yeah, I think it should have been caught, but it's still a triple in the scorebook. And almost a home run. I mean, how much faster do you have to run to get home? I didn't pay enough attention. Where was she rounding second when somebody in the outfield finally picked the ball up? The general rule of thumb is if you touch second before the outfield has the ball in your hands, you keep going.
Yeah, but you want a big inning. You don't want to. You do not want to have a close play at home and give the momentum back to Conant. I like just keeping her at third.
Well, and Elk Grove has good hitting, just facing a really strong pitcher.
2-2. Spitus looking for her 10th K. Ground ball, 5-hopper to short. It's going to be close, but she gets her by a step. But the damage is done. A 2-out triple. And we go to the top of the 6th. It's Grenadiers 4, Cougars 2 here on Elk Grove Television Sports.
And you counted the hops again, 5 hops?
Here we go. We got Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
So we got Simmons, Halma, and Patel up. 6, 7, and 8, down by 2 now. So they got their work cut out for them. The bottom of the lineup and only 2 more chances to get runs off Masnika.
You could do a pinch hit and re-enter. That's done a lot at the high school level.
Yeah, well, we don't know. I don't know what kind of a bench they have for pinch hitters.
Top of the 6th. If you're just joining us, Conant did lead 2-0, but 4 unanswered runs by Elk Grove is where we stand right now. The last run, a big one scored by Elk Grove in the bottom of the 5th, a 2-out triple as it was about an inch short of going out of the ballpark.
Well, and a lot of big hits. Triple by Troush, a double by Leach, a home run by Leonard, a double by Engwall. I mean, you have to go way back to the 3rd inning before you find another single. I mean, Elk Grove has some big bats.
Elk Grove trying to move to 9-2 on the season. Conant, if they can't get the offense going, would fall to 3-6. They have scored a lot of runs, has Elk Grove this year. Scored 17 against Trinity, 12 against Marengo.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the Spitus pitcher is getting better and better with each game, because this does not look like a pitcher on a 3-16.
They're just not scoring enough runs, Bob. That's the issue. I mean, Spitus had enough today to get the win. You just got to score more than 2 runs.
Yeah, I want to spin the clock ahead a year or 2 and see, all conference, how many shutouts, any no-hitters, how many 10 strikeout games.
Good fastball, missed. Well, if you're going to miss, that's a good play to miss. Above the letters. It's going to take a great hitter to tomahawk that out of the ballpark. 2-0 the count. Fast pitch softball edition of Elk Grove Television Sports.
I don't know that she's missing the strikes by much on these pitches. It's a 3-0 count now. I guess Conant could take a bunch of pitches and force the umpire to call strikes. Maybe you get runners that way.
Well, rule of thumb is down 2 late in the game. You wait on a strike. 3-0 definitely has the red light here.
Wow.
Not a lot of room for error.
I'm looking back. I think that's just the second walk given up.
Not a good time to give up a walk. Leadoff walk.
Got a pinch runner coming.
Surprising because her run matters, but not by that much. The one who really matters is at the plate.
Well, this is the catcher that, isn't it, that was just batting? Nope, third base. All right.
I guess you're thinking you trust Spitus enough. You score 1 here, and then you score 1 or 2 in the 7th.
Well, they're going to need a big inning. I think they got to try to get, this is Captain Obvious, right? Try to get as many runs as you can now. Don't wait till the 7th, right? But you got the leadoff runner on. That's a good start. Halma's up. Third base in, expecting a bunt, and going to get it.
Not the best bunt in the world. She dropped it. Close play. And the base umpire calls her safe. How about that? Bob, from where I saw, I thought that Maznica got back on the bag in time. Base umpire says no.
Well, I think what happened is she dropped the ball and had to reach her foot off the base to go get the ball. So I don't think when she picked up the ball her foot was still on the base. But we don't know if the runner beat the play or if because she was off the base is why the ump said safe. But first and second, nobody out.
Definite bunting situation here for Patel.
Well,
Huge
yeah.
E3.
If they bunted with a runner at first, you know they're going to bunt with 2 on. It'd be tempting to swing away, though, wouldn't it? The first and third baseman are almost on top of you. The pitcher is right there. You've only got 2 effective infielders then. Outfield is very shallow. A very big contrast between the Elk Grove outfield and the Conant outfield.
0-1 the count. Patel shows bunt and lays off the high fastball. 1-1 the count.
I mean, look at the outfielders are almost covering the bases, whereas Conant's outfield was up against the back fence.
Home of the Grenadiers. Elk Grove leading 4-2, but Maznica in trouble. 1-1 to Patel. Shows bunt.
Perfect bunt.
And Maznica is going to fire it to her sister at first for the out, but runners at second and third. 1 dead. First base open.
Yeah, imagine that game of catch in the backyard when they were growing up. Like I said, Maznica, when she was warming up, looks like she throws the softball harder than I ever could. It was easier for me. I only had to throw a baseball.
Julia Maznica at first today is 0 for 2. Meanwhile, Wakurka at the plate. She had an RBI earlier in the game. That was on a safety squeeze.
Yeah, that was the one where you thought there was an error on the catcher, and then the pop-up to second base.
Base hit should score 2 as the outfielders are starting deep now going to medium
Another
depth.
bunt.
How about this? A beautiful place bunt and another infield hit for Conant. And now we got bases loaded, 1 dead, a picture-perfect bunt by Wakurka.
Conant does like to bunt. Now you got the bases loaded with 1 out, and the top of the order up, Falcone. She had a loud fly back in the 4th to deep right field, grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd, and singled open the game.
2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Conant, 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Grenadiers. A 4-2 ball game. All that Falcone's looking for here is a base hit, infield in, surprisingly.
Oh, this will score somebody.
Ball. It's a little shallow. No choice but to send her. Here we go, a play at the plate. Actually, they're going to cut it off. And she's out at third. How about that? A late cutoff and a 5-6 put out at third to end the threat. Partner, that was exciting to watch.
It was, but the run counts, so 1 run, 1 hit. So now Conant got the 1 run in the 6th that they were looking to get. They have to score 1 more in the 7th to tie the game. I would like to see that play at third again on replay because it looked to me like she might have beat the tag. If she had slid maybe just a little bit lower or head first with a hand, probably would have had it. Interesting that the outfielder threw it over the third baseman's head right to the cutoff person instead. Maybe there was a late jump on the runner at second, but that's it's hard to believe she didn't get into third base on time on that play. Just like to replay it.
It wasn't the best relay because it looked like she was trying to go home, and the third baseman was able to jump up a little bit to get that ball and then throw it to short.
Yeah, it was well played by Elk Grove. There's nothing wrong with the way that they played it, but I think it was a little bit slow of a tag from second base. She should have been able to beat a relay into third. Now, if the throw came straight to third, I can see how she would be out, right? But that had to be relayed, and she still didn't beat it. But I do think she was under the tag, but again, until you replay it, you don't know for sure.
Yeah, she looked pretty out where I was at. We have probably the best angle out of anybody. We're right there. She sure looked out to me.
It's hard-pressed not to call out because it looked like the ball arrived before she did, but I think she just needed to slide lower, and it would have been a much easier call for the ump to make.
As a base umpire, you're looking for, is she placing the tag down or is she pushing at the runner? If she's pushing at the runner, you usually call him safe. She gets the ball down and lets the runner slide into it. It's an out.
Yeah, it was a good tag. I'm just saying I'd like to see that one again. I think she might have beat it, but she was called out, and now down by run, and of course now Elk Grove is looking to get that another insurance run. You have to say, Conant has played a whale of a game today, even though they're down by 1 run.
Yeah, maybe a little over-aggressive at second, but you got to be aggressive.
Well, it goes back to then the first inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, didn't score anybody, and Conant's had runners all game long.
I mean, they had runners At first, second, and third, to start off the game, nobody out. They couldn't score.
Right.
Inside fastball. Ball 3-1. Spitus cannot afford to give up a leadoff walk here. She hasn't walked anybody all day.
But she's done a fantastic job pitching here against Elk Grove, so she's got nothing to be ashamed of, win or lose. People really, really get hung up over the final score, who actually won the game, but the reality is Conant's playing fantastic today.
I know you still care about wins and losses, Bob. I don't care one bit about it. All I care about is WAR, fielding independent pitching. I don't even look at wins and losses anymore on a pitcher's stat sheet.
Well, I do care about the wins and losses, but the point is she's pitching very, very well.
I think DeGrom won the Cy Young with a losing record back in, it was either 18 or 17.
I would not have voted for that.
He had an ERA of like 165, though. That's a fly ball into center. Can of corn.
And a throwback to first.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. The catcher, I guess, was backing up the play.
I'm not too sure about that. Maybe a tie game I'd do that. Down one, nah.
But she sure showed off a nice arm on the play. I mean, it was a good throw. It made it all the way to first. Nice short hop catch at first.
Wakirka on the throw. 1 on, 1 out. Just very fun game to watch today.
It's been an excellent game. There's another throw to first. Both teams are not afraid to zing the ball around.
Yeah, they must see something in the scouting report that they think Troush is going to steal, and she might very well, but you got to play your game, not thinking about a runner so much. Close play. Troush is going to argue that she was safe. Could have gone either way, partner, but it looked like she slid into the tag.
Yeah, I think if the first runner is out at third, that runner is out at second. The umpire is coming over to the bench to talk to him about something. We're going to assume that they thought she was safe at second. I don't know. I thought she was out. That would be the call I would have made.
What my guess is, tell the bench, look, you can't appeal to me. It's his call. He called him out. Let's move on.
Well, I'm really glad this is on video because watching it later, it's going to be fun to see. And we've got really, really good camera people here, so we're going to get a good look at it, I'm guessing.
Base umpires definitely had his work cut out for him today. He's gotten his money's worth. Line drive into the gap, and it's going to stay in play off the wall, and a 2-out double for the Grenadiers.
Again, another big hit. Extra base hit.
Maznika, our first hit of the day. That was off a 1-2 count, too.
Yeah, that was a line drive off the wall. Almost didn't get the second. A good throw would have got her.
So both pitchers have only 2 earned runs on their stats today. Maznika has obviously given up 3 runs, 4 runs credited to Spitus.
Yeah, this looks like a pinch hitter. Langston struck out both times up, so number 10 is up. We have to look to see who that is, but number 10 is pinch hitting now for Langston.
Langston's probably going to re-enter, as you'll see a lot. Lexi Go Ringer.
Go Ringer, what a great name.
Pitcher, outfielder, and infielder. She might pitch, actually.
It's probably Goringer, or Goringer? Goringer.
Goeringer.
Geringer. All right.
I like Go Ringer better. We're going with Go Ringer.
What a great, if that's what you want to call her, she might have just earned a new nickname today, but.
Regardless, Go Ringer's got a job to do. She's got to drive this runner in with a base hit.
Oh, man.
That might do it. Fly ball into right. Foul ball.
Oh, wow. That was a couple feet off the line probably? You know, again, we can't really actually see that line from here. So a loud strike.
Gotta love spring weather in Chicago. One day it's 85, next day it's 55.
Well, it was warmer earlier today when I was out in the yard.
0-1 the count to Go Ringer, and she fouls it away. Right.
I'm going to say Geringer, and boy, she's got a nice cut on it. You said her positions were pitcher,
outfield, and infield. So
yeah,
she
that's
might.
Just like everything.
Lexi's had trouble gripping that. Sorry, Maznika's had trouble gripping that changeup, so they might go to Lexi in the 7th.
You've got that roster in front of you. Does it say she's a senior, junior, sophomore?
Freshman.
Ah, that's it. Okay, I think you're looking at a future star. But then Elk Grove is made up of stars.
You don't go 8-2 for nothing. They have a lot of stars on this team. High fastball for a ball.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, a pipeline of players, too. This is one of the pipeline.
It's getting chillier. Conant had an opportunity to tie the game. Close play at third on a tag up at the top of the 6th. And 7-5-6 on the putout to end the inning. Fly ball to the production truck. It's going to go out of play.
Just about 10 feet behind the production truck. Almost had a good old dent on top of it. Another nice, sweet swing.
That's why you got to have insurance, and that's why they have it.
Well, we're going to have to figure out how to pronounce this girl's name because she's going to be around a while here at Elk Grove, it looks like. This one can play.
Go Ringer with a fly ball. Can of corn to Patel. She'll catch it and end the threat.
So this really good hitter, a soft pop-up to second base, and she's retired.
We go to the top of the 7th. Will we see extras today? We'll find out after this. You're watching Elk Grove Television's presentation of the Grenadiers against the Cougars.
Yeah, you want to go to a commercial, don't you? So 2, 3, and 4 is up for Conant. Gonzalez, Spitus, and Nowicki. And they've got it's 2, 3, and 4, right? So they got to score 1 run to extend this game. And Maznika, who's pitching an absolute gem, with only what, 1 strikeout though.
Such a great song. This song is so old though; it's like 12 years old.
I like their DJ music here. I don't know who's hitting the music, but they're doing a great job with it. Sounds like you're getting cold there.
I thought about putting my gloves on, but like I said, after April 15th, I don't care if it's cold. That's the hard stop. No more gloves.
So you're not going to let me bring my Apple hand warmers?
No, can't do it. As Michael Singletary said during that famous press conference.
Well, you wouldn't let me use my electric blanket the other day.
Yeah, no, you're not. No. You're a grown man. You toughen it out.
Electric blanket's not allowed, huh?
No.
That's the thing about, okay, so we're sitting here, right? It's a little bit chilly, right? But if you're playing, oh, man, it's perfect weather. It keeps you cool. You don't get too sweaty. You can run from here and there and not get tired.
So they're going to give it to Maznika for the complete game attempt.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Take her out, let her stay in, looking like they're letting her go the whole distance. With softball, though, there's a lot less wear on the arm, so you don't get as tired later in the game as you would with, let's say, baseball. So I like this decision by the Hall of Fame coach.
She hasn't had a lot of pressure pitches either today.
Well, how do you know that? I mean, the bases loaded with nobody out in the first. There's probably a bunch of them right in there alone for the whole entire game.
But besides that, I mean, obviously we saw in the 6th inning, she's mostly gone 1, 2, 3. You got the book in front of you, but
yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at how many runners have been left on base. You haven't been too many since the first, just some.
Meanwhile, top of the 7th, it's Gonzalez to lead it off against Maznika. Malarczyk, her battery mate, has a couple of hits today. Ground ball down third base line. The stretch by Maznika goes out of play. Not even a base hit, Bob. That's E5 all the way. Hate to do it, but she's on varsity. Can't coddle too much. That's an E5.
So the tying runner is at second. Well, the way Conant has been going, they've been bunting. Now Spitus is up, and she had that loud home run to get caught in center field. So let's see if she still swings away or bunts.
It also was off the glove, so the Conant game changer count is giving it on Maznika.
Well, she had a scalding ball at the shortstop, stopped it, kept the runner at second, so now they put a force on first and second. But Spitus not only is a great pitcher, she is a great hitter.
Yeah, she's had a lot of loud contact today.
Now, Nowicki, it's about time she comes through, right? She's 1 for 3. She's got a single, a strikeout, and a pop-up to the first baseman. Talk about pressure pitches now. I think the pressure is on the batter, though.
All you got to do is advance the runners.
That's a high
That will not
fly.
do it.
No, well, maybe it will. So Nowicki, who was batting .429 in a crucial spot there, flew out to center field. Now, I know that you don't like it when your cleanup hitters bunt, but if you did bunt, you get runners at second and third, you put the tying and the winning runner up for the next two batters. Instead, she swung away and flew out, and nobody advanced.
The other problem is, too, Bob, unless you're practicing that with the middle of your order, you practice how you play. If you're not practicing it, that's a big thing to ask of your cleanup hitter to bunt in a situation where she just doesn't practice that enough.
Well, I think you let your cleanup hitters bunt in practice.
Well, that, too. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in practice.
Yeah.
And because she's been swinging away all day, I have a feeling she just doesn't practice that.
Yeah, with a major uppercut. Okay, DeFrancisco is up. 316 average. Oh, this is infield fly. So PO5 on the infield fly, and that brings up Simmons. Now Simmons, let's see, pop up to the catcher, ground ball to third, and a walk. We're counting on Simmons to drive in that tying run, or it's over.
Just has to find a way to get to first base.
Yeah, well, she did walk last inning, so maybe she can take 4 pitches. But Masnika, who's pitching a gem, I don't think she'll walk her.
First pitch of the at-bat from Masnika. High fastball for a ball.
It's a pretty close pitch, though.
Yeah, but you just can't swing at that.
I want to see her walk, load the bases with 2 out in the top of the 7th, up by a run. That's what I want to see.
You want to see it. I don't think Ken Grams wants to see it.
No, he won't like me when he hears that. Now, if a ball gets away, then they can get runners at second and third. But Masnika just needs to throw strikes.
Remember, it's a short backstop, so unless you have a good secondary lead, you got to stay at first and second.
Yeah, you don't want to get thrown out. That's for sure.
2-0.
But I think you throw strikes here. Simmons hasn't proven that she can hit her way on base.
She attacked the strike zone. It was right there. Simmons missed it.
Yeah, she added to the air conditioning, right?
2-1. Exciting softball at Grenadier Stadium.
Yeah, this is well played by both teams.
Next pitch by Masnika. In there for a strike, and Simmons is down to her last bullet.
Against a very strong pitcher with a strong defense. Outfield is pretty deep, though. If she does get the hit through the infield, that will tie the score.
Masnika looking for her second strikeout of the game and to give her team a win. Close pitch, didn't get it.
Outside, 3-2. I love it. Here's where we want to see 3-2, 2 out, first and second. Of course, I want to see a 3-2, 2 out, bases loaded.
All right, decision time for the third base coach. If it's in the gap, do you send the runner from first?
You bet.
Spadis at first. You could help out her own cause if she scores on a double. Gonzalez at second. Simmons at the plate. The pitch just got a piece of it.
Now, one thing about a 3-2 pitch, too, is the runners are running.
Yep. That's why I said if it's in the gap, even with a short field, you got a chance because you run on the pitch. It's a hit and run, technically.
And isn't that Spadis is on first? My guess is she's pretty fast.
It's got to be in the right gap, too.
Wouldn't that be cool if Spadis then scores, takes the lead, and then strikes out the side in the bottom of the 7th to win?
3-2, another pitch from Simmons.
Struck her out.
Swung on and missed. Strikeout by Masnika. And the Grenadiers find a way to win. Down early 2-0. They score 4 unanswered runs. And with the tying run at second in the top of the 7th, Masnika, who didn't strike out many batters coming into that at bat, the game-ending strikeout. What a game we had today, partner.
Yeah, right. That was only your second strikeout. I think instead of the Grenadiers found a way to win, I think Conant just didn't find a way to win. They played very, very well, left just a couple of too many players on base, and needed one more crucial hit at the right time, and Elk Grove had just a series of extra base hits. That's why they won.
And I know it's cliched to say, but the Bill Parcells saying really stands true. You are what your record says you are. When Conant played their best game, Elk Grove was just the better team.
Yeah, well, they do look like a better than the 3-6 team, though. You put this Spadis on the mound again a few more times, and I think their record's going to change. I think they've got a bright future next couple of years. I just don't know what their pipeline of club players look like for softball. But
a well-deserved win for Elk Grove nonetheless. They improved to 9-2 on the season thanks to Masnika Leonard and a couple of others, and a big play on a tag-up. 7-5-6 on the putout in the top of the 6th, which was the game-changing play. So for our excellent crew, Ross Rowe, Scott Mayernick, Debbie Dennison, and Beth Clem, And alongside Bob Vilsaway, I'm Kyle Smith signing off once again. Final score, Grenadiers 4, Conant Cougars 3. And that's it for tonight, but we'll see you next time on another production of Elk Grove Television Sports.